Hello students, today let's start with class 12th physics, chapter number 1, that is electric charges and fields. So this would be an introductory lecture where we'll be understanding about what are electric charges, what are fields, and the overview of the chapter throughout. Okay, so this class 12 syllabus is more like a story which started back in 600 BC when the Greek people noticed that when two bodies are rubbed against each other, then they started attracting light bodies like we can say feather or paper. While understanding about this phenomena, they further noticed that there was a feel of sensation of electric shock when two objects were getting rubbed, and in this way it led to the study of new branch of physics, and that is known as electrostats. Also we can say that electrostatics. So from the name we can know that it is a study of charges at rest, and these charges further produces electric field which we denote in this way. So this we'll discuss later on. Just for now we can see that electrostats is a study of charges at rest which are producing electric fields. Okay, so out of curiosity then they started studying what happens if we study charges at motion. It was noticed that they were producing magnetic fields, and this study is named as magnetostats. Okay, so the study of charges in motion is called magnetostats. Okay, and later on it was also seen that when these electric field and magnetic field produced this, if we make time varying electric field or magnetic field, then it lead to new branch of physics, that is electrodynamics. So this is the all flow of physics till now in class 12th which we'll be studying. So this is the part 1 of the story which we'll be studying now, and then we'll study the part 2, and lastly we'll study the part 3 of the class 12th. Okay, important portion. So let's start with electrostats, and first we'll understand what is a charge. So we can say that charge is the intrinsic property, intrinsic, or we can also say that it is a fundamental property of matter. Like we have one mass, example mass also we have, right? Then charge. So its symbol for the charge is Q. Okay, and its SI unit is Coulomb. And the types of charges are, if we say that types of charges, positive charge and negative charge. So we know that how the charges are produced. If a body is gaining electrons, So it will have excess of electrons and that body will become negatively charged, right? And if it loses electrons, then it will have positively charged, positive charge. Okay, so these are the types of charge. And the another property of charge is that charges are quantized. So what is the meaning of charge is quantized? So we can say that the smallest unit of the charge that can exist independently is 1e. Okay, 1e. And therefore charge always exists in the integer multiple of the fundamental charge. This is our fundamental charge. So we'll always have its integer multiple 1e, 2e, 3e, in this way. Hence we say that the charges are quantized in nature, means they are integer multiple of the, I can write here, integer multiple of fundamental charge. This is quantization, right? So these are the properties of charges. Also, the charge obeys the conservation of principle of conservation of charge, that charges can neither be created nor be destroyed. Total charge on the system is conserved. Total charge is conserved. Okay, so these are the properties of the charge. And now further moving on to the ways to charge a body, we can see some of the examples of electrostatics like this. So our first example we can see is balloon is sticking to the wall. So how this balloon gets stick to the wall? Of course it has been rubbed by some substance. Rubbed balloon gains charge and it sticks to the wall. Similarly, comb attracting paper bits. So here charged comb attracts small pieces of paper, and this is a very common example we perform from rubbing the comb with the hair, and then it starts attracting the paper bits. And again there is another example, hair standing up. So this is the Van de Graaff generator which we'll study later on, and it will produce the same charge on the hair, which will be another property. We'll see that the like charges are repelling while unlike charges are attracting. So another examples are like lightning and also photocopying. In photocopying also what happens is the charges attract the toner particles to the paper. So the phenomena of electrostats helps in the application in photocopies. Another we have static shock from the metal objects or the dust attraction on the TV or computer screens, and electrostatic painting, electrostatic precipitators, or the clothes sticking together after drying. So these are all examples of electrostats. Now we'll further move and understand what are the ways to charge a body. So we can charge the body in three ways. Either we can charge it by rubbing, as we know, or we can use one method, that is conduction method, and the third method is induction. So these are the methods of charging by rubbing, charging by induction, and charging by induction. So we know that in this rubbing process, we take two objects and we rub against each other, and due to the friction, charges are produced. And while in this conduction, what happens is we take metallic objects, and these metallic objects are kept in direct contact with each other. Suppose this body is negatively charged while this body is neutral. So due to the direct contact, there will be transfer of electrons, and in this way another body is getting charged. So also we have the third method. In this, we take two bodies, and here we neither rub it nor we kept it in direct contact. We just bring near to each other without any contact. The bodies gets charged. So how they get charged, let's see with an example. So here it is very beautifully explained. First of all, by friction. So here, when the plastic rod is rubbed with this wool, so there is transfer of electrons from wool to the rod, and the rod also gets charged. So this is very much common example. And next we have method is by conduction, that is by touching. When the charged body is touched to the neutral body, so this is charged and this is neutral, so there is flow of electrons, and this must be a metal. So conduction is in metals only, okay, and therefore the neutral body will get charged, okay. And the third process we have is by induction. In induction, as I said, we neither rub it nor touch it. It is just bring the charged body near the neutral body, and it will cause the redistribution of charges. As this is negatively charged rod, when it is brought near another charged body, and this mm, electrons in the atom of this body, in the atoms of these bodies, gets repelled due to the charged body, and they will get transferred on the other side, while this side will get positively charged. And we can remove these electrons either by earthing it. As we know, earth is an ocean of electrons, so it will take all the electrons. Either we can ground it, or we can bring, or also we can bring it to the contact with another conductor, so all this negative charge will be transferred to the second conductor. So this is a third method of charging, that is induction. And in this way we can charge the body. Now, as we are aware of the concept of charges, so we'll study what is the force, with which amount of force the charges are getting attracted or repelled. That will be given by Coulomb's law. And further we'll see what are mm, electric fields and Gauss law and potential. We'll study everything in the next chapters. Thank you. Keep learning.